We can all agree that shonen anime is just a really fun watch for anyone. Even though shonen is mainly targeted at younger males, this type of anime that is shonen, or whatever comes out of Shonen Jump, a lot of the series are very enjoyable, and it's appealing to the masses in general, right? But there's one particular shonen series that I absolutely love and could possibly be one of my favorites, if not my favorite, which is Dr. Stone. The reason why I like Dr. Stone so much, it makes you look at the things in life that we kind of take for granted. Everything that Senku makes is things that, because you know, the premise of Dr. Stone is that they are turned into stone, and after a couple thousand years they're alive again, and then what ends up happening is technology is all lost. So they went from the technological world back to the Stone Age, and what Senku does is tries to bring technology up to speed to where they're at now. They're in the future, but they're living in the past technically. The coolest thing is the small details that this anime gives us. A lot of it is, from what I hear, is pretty accurate in terms of how he makes things. Obviously, anime speeds things up in comparison to how long it actually takes to create something like that. But Senku makes it more of a primitive style. Like for example, when he made the camera, he had to make kind of like the beginning of the camera, right? Like you can't make a digital camera from the beginning. He had to start from the very beginning. And even when he makes a motorized car, they're making a ship, they're making so many things that we take for granted. But to get to these certain points, there are steps on top of that. Yes, the end goal is so hyped to see, especially, you know, right now they're trying to make a ship in the anime, right? But the process into making a ship, right? First is to find the oil. On top of that, they gotta find iron. But to get iron, they had to make a metal detector. And then on top of the metal detector, they had to pave the road. So transportation of these irons, stones would be easier to speed up the process. So there's like bits and pieces like asphalt for like creating the roads, bread to end the hunger issue that they're going through, a sonar, like some GPS, instant ramen. There's so many like bits and pieces of Dr. Stone where it kind of makes you look back at how you live life and the little things that we look at and we take for granted. I take the road for granted. I take food for granted. You know, like the best part about Dr. Stone is making me really rethink about everything around us and how amazing it is. Like communication, like when they were going to war with Tsukasa's people, right? What was the key ingredient for them winning? It's not muscle, because these are like a bunch of old people and some young kids that don't have muscular power like Tsukasa. How are they going to beat him? And it's all information. And so what do? They create some form of communication system. They create the telephone. Like it's not like an iPhone or anything, but it's definitely a form of communication that gives them the edge. There's so many small bits and pieces that lead into the bigger thing that they're aiming for is what impresses me about this anime. It's just the middle stuff. They always say kind of like One Piece, right? And it could be the same formula. I see it as kind of like almost that formula where it's not about the end goal, it's about the journey in between. And I always get hyped seeing Senku create something to get to the final product. And even though I am excited for the final product and for them to move on into the next stage, just being surprised at everything he plans on making and the steps to get there is what makes me so impressed with Dr. Stone. I'm so happy the anime is here. I want to read it, but I don't want to spoil myself. You know, like I get so excited seeing the anime, even though I hear the anime is fairly close one-to-one to the manga. But Dr. Stone, man, if you haven't watched it, even if you don't like science in school, I guarantee that you will like this anime. If they actually made school as fun to learn as it is in Dr. Stone, then dude, we'd all be passing.